Hey guys, welcome back to Survival Society, hanging out here on the server and the TeamSpeak. Starting a new series today, mod tutorials and stuff like that, just showing you how to use basic mods in the game, getting new players up to speed, teaching them how to use mods and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully these videos come in handy to you. If they do, let us know in the comments and all that sort of stuff. If they don't, just let us know in the comments as well. Just say, look, this didn't really help me, or this really did help me, thank you very much, or whatnot. If for some reason some mods I don't go into very much detail over, there's two reasons. Either one, time, or two, I don't know about the other half of the mod, right? And if I don't know, you can send in a request for me to do it more in depth and all that sort of stuff, and I will. Okay? So, the first mod we're doing today is actually being requested by one of our new members. It's called Applied Energistics. It's a really cool mod. It's all about storage and automizing stuff and crafting and all that sort of stuff, so it's pretty cool. I'll be going through step by step how to use it, all the craftings, all that sort of stuff, so you'll be straightforward and everything. Right, so the first thing you need to know is that there's world gen in this mod, right? So you get Certus quartz ore, that's from Applied Energistics, and when you break that, then you get this gem and this dust. So you get two of these, right? And I'll just show you there now that you actually do get them. So let's grab a pick here, let's come out of creative, and we'll just break this and we'll just show you, right? You have a chance of getting the dust and you have a chance of getting the gems. Okay? The gems are they're both majorly important because they're used in the crafting recipes of Applied Energistics, and you need them both. So you need a good quantity of those to actually start your Applied Energistics even before you make anything in this mod. Right. So, since we got the world gen out of the way now, right, that's what you need. I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. Right, so the main block that you're going to need in Applied Energistics all the time, right, is this. It's an ME controller, right? You craft it like that, right? You need a ME advanced processor, 4 flux crystals, and 4 iron ingots. How you craft the flux crystals is with nether quartz. You can find them in the nether. 1 Certus quartz and a piece of redstone, and you get 1 flux crystal. Okay. And then the ME processor, what you have to make is you have to make this thing, a Certus or quartz cutting knife, right? So you make it like that, 2 sticks, piece of iron, and 2 Certus quartz or nether quartz. Okay. So that's how you make that, right? So you make it like that, right? You put the knife up the top, diamond in the middle, silicon. Silicon is basically the dust cooked up, okay? So then once you have that recipe done, you have that, then you just cook that up to get ME advanced processor, and then you have your ME controller, right? So if you place down your ME controller, that's basically your power unit for your entire ME. It transfers any power that you put into it into ME power or AE, right? And then that spreads the power out throughout all your different machines and wires and all that sort of stuff to keep them all powered. Now, you can connect multiple different energy to it. We can use RF. You can use IC2 if you wish. Or you can use Buildcraft. Doesn't really matter. They all work. Alright, so I'll just show you. IC2 should work. Or is it nighttime? It is. There we go. See that? It's charging up now because I have the cell out the back. If I put more, it should charge up a little bit faster. Should anyway. Alright, hold on. Those solar panels aren't really good. Right, I'll grab one of these. Right. Yeah, there you go. See? So you can power it with IC2, or you can power it with, just break this and I'll show you. or you can power with RF, right? RF is, I would say RF is the easiest one, but it's actually not. IC2 is a lot better if you get to use it. But at the moment RF is preferred because there's no bugs or glitches with IC2 at the moment. So you have that there anyway connected, right? We have that powered. So the next thing you're going to need in Applied Energistics is either a way to store your items, right? So you're going to need a storage system, right? And you can either choose two different storage systems. You can choose an ME chest or you can choose an ME drive, right? And the drive is basically a server rack, right? So I'll grab the two of these and I'll show you, right? So the drive is basically that and the chest is like that, right? So the drive is like a server rack. You put your memory units in it. Think of it as memory cards, right? These are the slots for the memory cards, and you put the memory cards in here, and these memory cards then store your items digitally, and you can get at them very easily once you have them connected. ME chest works the same way, but it only has space for one storage drive, right? And you can see all your items inside the chest as you go along. Now there's different types of storage drives that you can have, right? There is 4 of them. Okay, there is the 1K storage, which holds just over 1000 bytes, and it can hold up to 63 types of items. Now, all the drives can hold up to 63 types of items, right? So let's just take these out. Okay, so the best one is the 64 storage, right? That can hold 65,536 bytes of units, right? And I'll show you how to craft all these there now, right? So you have your ME drive, you craft that with ME basic processor, 2 of them, 2 pieces of glass, 4 iron, and a chest in the middle. Alright, and the way you craft this is the same as the diamond one, except that it's gold in the middle instead of the diamond. Alright, so that's the drive. The chest is basically a conversion matrix. It's a lot dearer, I think, because it takes a while to make one of these conversion matrix. Right, so it's a conversion matrix, 2 glass, 5 iron, sorry, and a chest. Right, you make the conversion matrix like that. You get the ME basic processor, as I showed you there a minute ago. You get a 2 flux dust, and that's the same, right? You just use the dust instead of the crystals, right? Where was I now? Chest. There we are. Okay, and then you have it in this shape. So you have 4 iron, Certus quartz, you have flux dust, 2 of that, and then you have ME basic processor. Then you have the nether quartz up the top, and then you have yourself a conversion matrix. Now you can always do it the other way. You can swap the Certus or the nether. It doesn't really matter. They both work the same, and that will give you the ME chest. Alright, so ME 1K storage is the memory card, as I said to you, right? That is able to store items. So if we put one, just take 2 of these, right? And we just put 1 in here, and we put 1 in the drive, right? As you can see, sorry about that, as you can see there now, you can see there's a slot filled, right? And that's the drive. And as you can see here, this black square has a slot filled. So if I take this out, you see there's pure black, and then when I put it back in, you can see that it's filled, right? So now these aren't actually powered until they get power. So how do we get power? You get any type of ME cable, right? We'll just start with the basic ME cable, right? And I'll show you how to craft that. Okay, so here we go. You craft that with 3 flux dust and 6 glass, and you get 3 of them, right? So then basically you just connect it up here, and there you go, right? They're both powered, and you know they're powered because their lights turned on, right? And then notice, right, when I connected that up, the power usage went up. So at the moment it's just the ME controller that's been powered, and that's using 6.0 AE per tick, right? When I connect up just the ME drive, right, it goes up to 8.6 because it's powering 2 cables and 1 ME drive along with the controller, right? And then when I click it up to the chest as well, it is now powering 4 cables, 1 drive, and 1 chest, and it's gone up to 10.2 ticks, right? So it's a lot of energy that it does use if you have a load of stuff. Now this is pure simple, like this is nothing, right? Okay, so now you're saying, right, I got this powered, but how do I put items into it? Okay, now you put items into it using this, the ME access terminal. Okay, the ME access terminal is like a chest. You open it up and you can see everything that's inside it, right? And you can then click anything and it'll just come out, right? You can take it out in 32 stacks or 64 if there's items in there, right? And as long as your things are connected to the ME controller via cable or via multi-block connections, right? So like this, if you have them like that, they'll still receive power, right? Because they're all interconnected, okay? But you can connect them via cables if you wish to have them separated around your house. Alright, so if we can, I'll just show you the recipe here for the ME access terminal. So the ME access terminal is the conversion matrix, which I showed you a while ago, an ME cable, which I showed you, right? And then 3 glass and 4 iron, and you get 1 access terminal. Right, so if we just plonk this up here, you'll see that it turns on and it loads up automatically. Okay, and now you can see there's nothing in there, right? So if I put in, say, an access terminal, right? There you go. It says 1 access terminal is put in. And the best thing is you can actually search things as well, right? And it will pop up straight away. Now the access terminal has gone into the first locatable source of memory, right? It's gone into the 1K storage in the ME drive. And as you can see there now, it says 9 out of 1024 bytes used, 1 out of 63 types used. Alright, so the ME drive does cost a lot. They all have different stuff, different values, but it's pretty cool, right? So if I just say, I just take this out, right? And then I put in a power, right? You see that it still went in because there's another storage. And you can see here that it's in here. You can see it in the chest as well, and you can take it out of the chest, right? Because the chest is what it is. It's a chest. It stores items and it allows you to take and access stuff through the items, right? So now you can see that it is the same value, 9 and 1 out, because it's, you know, the same amount. Anyway, never mind, sorry. That was me. But anyway, as you can see, there you go, right? Now, if I were to take both of these out and I were to try and put something in, it wouldn't go in because it has nowhere to store it. So it says, look, I can't let you put this in because you have nowhere, no memory or anything put into this drive. So that's pretty good. It shows that you can't put any stuff in if it's full or if there's no drive in there to put it into. Right? So if one of your drives is full and you can't put stuff in, you're going to have to make another drive. Right? ME1K storage, there you go, that's how you make it. Right? Storage cell, basic, that's how you make it. Now, it gets harder as you go up, right? It looks daunting on to how to make them because the things get harder as you go up. So you get the storage segment, which is 3 of the storage cells. This consumes so much resources at the start, so it's basically an end game time. If you're not at end game, you'll find it very difficult to make ME, unless you have like what we have on this server, which is a mining age, which you can go and get it unlimited resources and stuff. But yeah, as you can see anyway, storage segment is made out of 3 storage cells, all that, and as you go up then it gets even harder. So I mean, like, you know, it will take you a while to actually make this stuff, but they're pretty easy if you have the resources, I'm not gonna lie. Right, so let's just put all these in here and we'll leave them alone, and as you can see there now we have all that, so we'll just dump all that in there. Right, now as I said before, right, if you have a drive, let's just take this guy, we'll put him in there, right? As you can see, you only have an ME access terminal. So now you're saying to yourself, okay, I put the drive in there, but why can't I see anything else? I put a load of stuff into the other drives because they're separate, right? An ME chest works as it says it does. It's a chest. It'll only store what's inside the chest in the drive, because the chest won't turn on unless it has a drive in it, right? So when the chest is on, that means there's a drive in it, and the chest will only show you what's in that drive, right? But you can still access everything from this area, right? So you got an access terminal, you got an access terminal. See, there now. So if I put just say 2 dirt inside in this, right? You can see this acts as an access terminal as well, but it only works for the chest, as I said. So you have 2 grass blocks and 1 ME. If I open this up, you have 2 grass blocks and 1 ME. See? It's totally interchangeable. It always works. It's brilliant, right? So now let's move on to the next bit, alright? Let's see. So the best thing about ME is that you can do auto crafting, right? And you can do all this sort of stuff, auto crafting, and it's pretty cool, right? So what you're going to need for an auto crafting is an auto assembly chamber, right? And that is made by using the ME assembly containment wall, right? ME heat vents. This is a multi-block structure, so you're going to need a lot of stuff. So you need ME assembly containment wall, ME heat vents. It's up to you if you want to use ME crafting CPUs. If you do, I'll take them anyway, and I'll show you what they do. And you're going to need ME pattern providers. Okay, so these are the 4 blocks you need for your ME crafting monitor, right? So I'm just going to build a simple one. They can go up as far as 64 by 64. That's the highest and biggest amount of block, right? But you can make them in any shapes and sizes, sort of, I think, anyway. So I'm just going to make a simple one. I'm going to make a 3 by 3. Right, so you need, sorry, messed up there. Right, so 3 by 3. So you need these. These are basically the frame of the shell, right? So what you need is just around like that, right? So you have all the sides empty, right? And in the sides, then you want to put heat vents, right? Heat vents are to leave out the heat once it's getting too hot, right? And in the middle, then you want to put, right, for a 3 by 3, all you can put in there is an ME pattern provider, right? And once you put that in there, then you just put the heat vent on top, and it turns into its multi-block structure, right? So now, this is pretty cool. You can craft 1 page of items, right? So that's pretty cool. So once you connect this up, it's turned on, and then if you look here, you can't see anything, but you can see it takes 20, 6, and 1 to make a 3 by 3 of the items. And now it's gone up to 16.9 memory units, right? That's just crazy, right? So now you can craft stuff, right? But I'm just going to show you the recipes of these first. So it's gold with Certus quartz in the middle and iron on the outside, alright? Heat vent is iron bars, ME cable in the middle, and iron. Right? The crafting CPU, if you wish to use it, is the advanced ME processor, Certus quartz, iron, glowstone. And you may be asking, why is that so dear? Because it's a really good block. It is really cool. It helps a lot. And then you have the ME pattern processor, which is 2 conversion matrix, storage cell, ME advanced processor, crafting table, and iron on the corners. Okay, and basically what these are is these store the things that you want to craft, right? These are things that you just craft, right? So if you open that up, you see that you have the same thing here, right? But I don't know if you can actually. No, you can't. Okay, I never actually tried that. But no, you can't connect these up primarily. You have to have it in a multi-block structure. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to actually make your own units, but just for argument's sake, I'm going to make another one of these, but I'm going to make it a 4. Or, okay, never mind, 5. Right, so I'm just going to make this 5. That's 4, 5, there we go. right? And as usual, I'm going to put the heat vents in. Right, and you'll see anyway, once I'm finished building this, you'll see that it is actually able to be built in any shapes and sizes that you want. I don't think they have to be odd. They can be any size you want, as long as it's not bigger than 64 by 64. Alright, so just for this Energistics, I'm going to put in 9 storage, right? And then I'm going to put in the rest as CPUs, right? Now CPUs are basically speed upgrades, right? They craft the items a lot faster. So let's just put in this. Right, there we go. So as I said, look, you can have them interchangeable. That is not directly connected to the controller. That isn't either, but it's connected to the cable and the cable is touching the controller. So they're both powered, right? And if I open up the controller now, you can see 64, 60, 18, and 10. Right? So you're sorted there on that front. Alright, so let's get rid of this. So now, the things you're going to need to actually make your crafting units, right? The thing that you shove into this, things that look like this, right? To actually make something craft itself, right? Is a pattern encoder, an ME pattern encoder. So if we place that down, it's basically this. It's a crafting table that you link to a pattern, right? So you make that like that. So you need 7 iron, a crafting table, and a conversion matrix. Okay, and the other thing you're going to need then is, if I can see it, there they are. You need blank ME blank patterns, right? And that is made with a Certus quartz, 3 glowstone, 2 glass, and iron, right? And you get 1 of the patterns, right? So if we just open this up, you see that there is a slot for these. So you put them in the top slot, right? And you can put anything up to 64 in there, right? And they'll stay in there, right? So basically now, as you can see, there's nothing in here, right? But see these buttons on the side? These are really cool, right? You can sort it in alphabetical order, so it's going from A to Z. You can toggle the sorting direction, so it'll sort from the top to the bottom, stuff like that, right? Or you can toggle to show what you want to see. So you can show your stored items and your craftable items, or you can show just your stored items or just your craftable items. And as you can see there, since I switched to craftable, there's nothing there, right? Because there's no crafting. But let's go ahead and actually make a crafting, right? So let's just get an oak plank, put that in there, and it says that it's going to make 4 oak planks. So if I encode that, right, and it comes out as an ME encoder pattern, right? And then if I just shove that in here, you see 4 oak planks, and there you go, you have crafting, right? So now you can craft oak planks if there's oak inside in the ME system. So let's just get some oak, we put that in there, right? Now you can't see it because I'm set on crafting, but if I say I want just one of them, right, it'll go off and it'll do the basic vanilla thing. It'll craft 4 of them, and as you can see, it crafted 4 of them, and there you are. You have them accessible inside the ME system, so it's pretty cool. So if I just take these now, right, and we clear that, and I make sticks, alright, and if I just then clear that, and I also make a chest, right, and I clear it once more, and I'll make a pressure plate. Right, so I got 3 different ones. So I'll put the sticks in here, and then I'll put, let's see here, I'll put the chest and the ME encoder pattern in there, right? So now, let's see here now. So now we can, if we switch to crafting it, now you can see you can craft a chest, wooden planks, pressure plates, and sticks. Right, so if I choose to craft a chest, there you go, there's a chest, right? And as you saw there now, right, as you saw, these are 2 separate things, right? The wooden planks are inside the smaller one, but the chest is in the bigger one. So they're all interconnected, so they all work together, all as one, right? So it doesn't matter if you have one big 64 by 64 one, which is a massive size one. You really do not need that because you have 9 pages in this one, right? And that's massive, right? So now you can see that it crafted the wooden planks first that it needed. It needed 4 more to actually craft a chest. So it told that to craft it first. Then it told, right, the chest is ready. I wanted to craft it now. So it crafted it and then it made it available to you. So if I craft another wooden plank, 4, and if I craft a thing, 2 wooden planks, you have 1 pressure plate. And if I craft sticks, sorry now. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, that was just a little bit of lag. You have 0 wooden planks and you have 4 sticks. Right? So it's pretty cool. You have everything set up. Right? So, what else do I have to show you? Let's see. Oh, right, yeah. So we can show you this, the ME partition editor, right? So if I put this down, this is pretty cool. Actually, I'll put it down over here. Right, this is pretty cool, right? This is basically if you're on your computer and you bought a brand new drive or something and you're using a Mac, right? You have to format the drive so it works with Windows and Mac. Okay? So this is basically the same thing. Alright? But it works with these drives. So if I take this 64K drive, right? And I just put it in here, right? And then I name it and I say dirt. Oh, sorry. There we go, right? It's named dirt, right? And in order for it to work, it actually has to have what it wants to be formatted to in it. So if we put in here, put in grass blocks, and we put in dirt. Sorry, I forgot it doesn't save its inventory. Right, and we just name it dirt again, and you format it, right? Now you'll see here or partitioned allowance or whatever, precise or something. But like you see here, it's been named ME64 storage dirt, right? So that means now that it will only let these 2 types of dirt into it. Okay? So if I put it in here and I take out these and I just put in oh yeah, sorry, they're gone to the chest. Okay, so they're all in there. I'll just take that out as well because that's gonna muck up a little bit. Alright, so there you go. You can only craft stuff now that's only reading stuff. So if I try and put wooden planks in here, won't let me because there's only 1 drive, right? And as you can see, it's orange already because it's been pre-formatted, right? But if I put dirt and grass in there, see? You have 2 of 64 types. And you have 1025 of the units used, right? And that's pretty cool, right? You can tell your system, right, I only want this stuff stored in this drive, so you have plenty of space for that certain item that you want to store. So that's really cool. So we shove all these back in here. Right, so to make this, you need conversion matrix, 2 glass, 5 iron, and a crafting table. And then you get that. Okay? So, now there's other stuff here as well, but I think I might cover that in another video. So this is part 1, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. There's loads of other stuff here that I can show you. Join us next time for part 2, right? Or we'll be back momentarily with part 2. I'm just gonna split them up into 2 different videos. Alright guys, thanks, and we'll see you next time. Right guys, so we're back. Okay. Right, so as you can see here now, I set up a basic system. I left all that stuff alone. We went through all that, right? So now I'm just going to use the big crafting one, and I've connected it up to this other system here, right? So now we have a couple of new blocks for you, right? Just showing you, right? And don't worry about these blocks down here or this block over here. I'm going to be showing you all that later in another mod tutorial, right? But it's pretty cool. I got a couple more blocks anyway. So we have what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different blocks to show you, right? Just here, and I'm going to be showing you other stuff in the system as well. Right. So first things first, right? This crafting monitor, right? This crafting monitor, basically what it shows you is when you click in the access terminal, right, to craft something, right, if you don't have any CPUs in it, the crafting is very slow, right? If it's a complex build. So you basically have to, you're wondering, say, look, I'm trying to craft a diamond chest, right? But you don't have any CPUs. It's going to go very slow in the crafting process, and you want to see what's holding it up, right? If you run out of materials, this thing's going to show you, right? So if you open this up, it'll show you what it's currently crafting in this box here. Then it'll show you the current items that it's crafting, and then if you're missing materials, it'll show you the items that you're missing, right? So if I get 64 of these, I put these in here, right? And I just tell it, I want to craft wooden planks. Okay, so encode that, give me that, put that over here, there you go. Right, so as you can see now, right, there's nothing stored, but you can craft wooden planks, right? So if I just tell it to craft one of those, right, you're saying, okay, you're using the big one, there's CPUs in there, it's working fast, but there's no wooden planks there. If you open up your crafting monitor, you see it's trying to craft 1 oak planks. It's currently trying to craft oak wood, right, or find oak wood, right, and it's now known, it's now learned that it's missing oak wood, right, so it doesn't have any oak wood, right. So if you put in oak wood in here, should have worked. Did it? Okay, hold on. I might have clicked it wrong. Alright, there we go. Alright, so it detected then that you had oak wood in there. So it took one piece of the oak wood and then it crafted the planks for you. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty fast, right? And as you can see here now, it's blank. Right? So that's the crafting CPU. Now it works with higher tier stuff and all that sort of stuff. So it'll tell you everything that is missing, right? And just if you come across the issue that you're still missing items, right? And the thing, you put in the items for it, but the thing is still not recognizing that it's in there. All you have to do is the item that it's missing down here, just double click it, right? And it will refresh the system and it'll say, okay, I got the stuff now, thank you very much, and it'll continue with the crafting, right? So let's see, that's that done. Now let's bring you on to this, right? This is an ME interface, right? This is for doing kind of like if your crafting thing requires dust, or if it requires iron and you have no iron but you have iron ore and stuff like that, right? So if I have iron ore in my system, right, if we just say we cook that up, right, and we just get the iron out of here, there we go, right? So you get 2 pulverized iron from 1 iron ore. So if we just go to the crafting monitor here, right, we clear it, we say 1 iron ore will give you 2 pulverized, what the hell? Yeah, 1 iron ore will give you 2 pulverized iron. Alright, so if we can code that. Now, if I come over here and I put this in here, it'll say it's red, because the crafting monitor or the crafting CPU cannot do this. It says it's not a valid recipe, right? It's not a valid recipe that I know of, right? So that's where the ME interfaces come in, right? So if you put that in here, it says processing line, you put it in the processing line, it pops up and it's not red, right? So now if I come in here, you can see I can now craft pulverized iron. If I craft 1, go over to the CPU, it says pulverizing iron right now, it's not doing anything because there's no iron ore. If I put the iron ore in, once the thing refreshes, sorry now, there you go. Once I put the thing in, it dragged it out of the system, put it into the pulverizer, took it, and brought it right back here. Sorry, I just had to set up that thing so it was working properly. Alright, and I'll just do it to this one as well, and I'll just put it at the back here. Okay, right, so that's pretty cool, that's set up. So now if I just turn this off, right, and I put 1 iron dust in there, right? And I get an iron ingot, right? So if I do the same here now, right? If I do the same, one dust gives me one ingot, and I encode that, and then I put that in here, right? It'll say, okay, there's one dust there, right? And I just get rid of this, and then I look in here and I say, right, I can craft iron ingots. If I take the dust out of there, right, you see it has that, right? So if I click iron and I say I want 16 of these, begin. You'll see now that it's currently crafting pulverized iron to make the 16 iron. And you'll see that it actually is doing it, right? It's putting it in as much as it can, right? And it's doing it bit by bit by bit until it gets up to the amount. And as it's pulverizing it, it's actually cooking the iron. Right? And that iron then is going to get dragged back to the system, as you saw there, right? It gets dragged back to the system, and as you can see, it's done crafting, right? It's just finishing up the system. It's just finishing the craft that it has been asked to do, and as you can see now, we have 8 iron. Okay. That's weird. Should be more. Maybe I clicked 8 by mistake, did I? It's probably because it was a bit messed up, guys. Yeah, it only crafted 8 because it only pulverized certain amounts. So yeah, that's weird. I'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, you have it all set up. It crafts everything all at once, right? And it does do it. I will say it does do it, right? It's just that was a little bit buggy. Right, and as you can see here, you were asking, okay, you weren't taking the stuff out of the pulverizer and the furnace. Why was it actually taking it out? It's because of these things back here, the precision import bus, right? It's pretty cool. It automatically takes stuff out of the system as it can, right? And it puts it into the ME. It's really cool, and you can set it so it takes it by single items or it takes it by stacks, and it's pretty cool, alright? So those are really handy, and there's also these other ones called export bus, which does the opposite. It moves stuff out of the system. Now you can tell these things to only extract certain types. So if you're working with bees or something like that, you can tell it, right, I only want you to take drones, not queens, right? And stuff like that, and it'll only take the drones. Alright? So here we go now, we have this next item, right, which is an ME storage bus, right? And an ME storage bus is pretty cool, right? It basically connects to a chest. Say now you're an old-fashioned person, you don't like mods that much, but you really want to get to know them, but you still want to cling to your old ways, right? And your old ways might be, say, you might be an old-fashioned person that'd be like that for your storage, right? And you just don't want to change. You don't want to go to this, or you can't, right? And you don't have enough storage to store all this stuff in an ME drive, right? That's where these come in. These are really cool, right? If I put this,
hey, wake up.
Sorry, I just got poked. If I put this into this chest, right? You'll see now that all the iron's gone in there, which there's the other half of the iron, guys, right? Everything's gone in there because it goes there primarily. I don't know why. We'll have to fix that. Yeah. Is Josh on here? Right, okay, so we have the chest in there. If I open up the ME system, you'll see that the chest is in there. Now, I was wondering why it hasn't been taken up, because the storage bus is taking primary effect, but it's all in there anyway, okay guys? But yeah, as it works, right? If I take all this out,
Hey, wake up.
it's gone. Right? I swear, I hate it when people poke me when I'm in the middle of a video. It's annoying. Right, okay guys, so that's basically another way of storage. So if I put that in there again, that should go in here, and no, it goes back
Hey,
to where
wake
it's
up.
meant to go, because that's accepting. Alright, okay guys, I'll be back in a minute because Josh is really, he's asking for help, so, just pausing this video, I'll be back in. Alright, sorry about that guys, yeah, Josh was just being a derp, so, okay, so I got this set up anyway. So as the storage bus is primarily it's a primary slot. It'll tell everything to come here first if you don't set it otherwise. So if we just want to experiment here because I never actually use this to be honest, but I know what it does. So if I just say wood and I put everything in there, yeah, there you go. Right, so you can actually pre-format it. You can say, right, I only want wood to come here. Right, and there you go. Wood has gone into the chest, and it's pretty cool. Say there you go, right, and everything else is still available, and it's all gone into its own drive. There you go. Right, so the next thing that I want to show you, right, is pretty cool, right? This is a really cool system. Um, so these are monitors, right? And just turn off the rain because it's a bit annoying. Hello? Right, sorry. Okay. Yeah, my mic just turned off. Sorry, guys. Does that? But yeah, these are monitors, right? And these things will work exactly like the access terminal, except you can't take stuff out or in. It just lets you know how much stuff of the item that it's showing is in your system, right? So if I just right click, it'll tell you have 62 in the system, and if I just get rid of any come over here, you can see there, right? Put it in there, 63. See it changed? Right? So it's pretty cool. You can set it so that it'll show all the items in the thing. We just get all of these. So what I'll do is I'll just grab this. Right? Okay. Put all that down there. Put that there. 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 And there. Right? So it's showing everything now. So then if I put all that in there, you'll see that it all adds up. Right, so you got 65 chest, 8 iron, 4 wood, 57 iron ore, 4 iron dust. Right, so it's pretty cool. Right, and that's basically the system. That's basically everything set up, right? And it's a really cool system. And let's just show you one or two things here, right? So I need to show you the crafting of all of these. So get the ME interface, get the crafting CPU. Oh, server restart. Okay, guys, we'll be back after the restart and we'll finish this video. We're back, right? Server restarted and everything, so that's pretty cool. Right, sorry about that. Now, just going to finish up with this mod, just showing the crafting recipes of all these major items, right? And then we will call it a day. Just grab these here. I've showed you that already. Have that, and I'll show you the export bus as well, just so that you have that, right? Okay. So the ME interface is 3 glass, 4 iron, conversion matrix, ME cable, and you get yourself an ME interface, right? Your ME crafting monitor is, I showed you that already, I think, but anyway, I'll show you it again. So you have your ME basic processor in the middle, 3 glass, 4 iron, and an ME cable. Your screen is, this is something new, right? You have 4 iron, 3 glass, an ME cable, and an ME level emitter, right? Basically, the level emitter, what it does on its own is it looks inside the system, it says, right, do I have this amount of this item? If I do, you can either set it so it turns off its redstone signal or you turn it on, and you craft that via that, okay? Then you have your ME storage bus, which is an ME interface, cable, and 3 iron. Then you have your precision import bus, which is a basic import bus and a ME basic processor, and then that's crafted like that with a sticky piston, ME interface, ME cable, and 2 iron ingots. And then the export is basically the same, um, but with just a normal piston. Okay, so that's pretty cool, guys. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. If you want me to go over other certain things in this mod, these are just the major ones that any people use. So if you want me to do this in more detail, please do not hesitate to ask me either in game or to leave it in the comments. I'll answer to every single comment you have. It doesn't matter what it is, um, as long as it is relevant towards the video or to the server. But yeah, I hope this helped, and if it did, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and share it as well to your friends and stuff. Hopefully they'll find it helpful. So yeah guys, thanks, and we'll see you next time. Bye.